Hi everyone. In today's video we are going to learn how to create a unique product ID using the 4 attributes we've been given in our table, as well as how to create a pivot table to answer some questions we've been asked regarding our data and have the computer do the math for us. So let's get started. This is our table that we've been given. It's an inventory of vehicles that are currently on a lot. And we've been asked to figure out the total number of vehicles that we have on the lot, as well as the quantity for each individual category. So looking at the table, we have 4 attributes. It's the product, color, brand, and model year. And if you put those together, it's saying, this is a car, color is white, brand is a Subaru, and it's a 2022 year model. So if we wanted to go in and figure out how many of these white Subarus do we have, we would have to go through here and scroll down and count them manually. Or we can simply create a unique product ID using the concatenate function. And then take that column and put it into a pivot table to have the program do the math and tell us how many for each category, as well as the grand total of vehicles that we have on the lot. So I created a column here, put the header as product ID. We will start by using the equal sign. Always put in equals when you are going to use a formula, and start typing out concatenate. And it will auto-populate there, so you can just double click on that and you'll see how the open parentheses is already placed along with the concatenate function, and it's asking you for text number 1. So that's the first field that we want to combine into this one cell. We're going to put here A4, separate that with a comma, click on B4, and so on all the way over to D4. Always putting a comma in between each cell that we want to combine. Once all our 4 cells are there, we can go ahead and close the parentheses and then hit enter. And as you see, we successfully combined all 4 attributes into one cell. Now, rather than having to go in here and type out the formula each individual time across the whole table, we can just highlight that cell where we just typed in the formula. You'll see the little jug handle here at the bottom right, and you can just go ahead and double click that. It will auto-populate across your whole table. So now we have a product ID for each individual product that we have. We can go ahead here and let's select H3 to insert a pivot table. Go to the Insert tab, click on Pivot Table. The Create a Pivot Table pop-up will appear, and right here where it's saying Table/Range, make sure that that's clicked. And then we'll click and drag, selecting the header all the way down to the bottom of the table on the column with the product IDs that we just created. Go ahead and hit enter, and you'll see that a blank pivot table just appeared with the pivot table fields over to the right. And there's only one field because we've only selected one column, but that's what you see here, product ID. We're going to use this product ID twice to give us the categories as well as the count of each category. So click and drag over down to rows, and now you see that each category of vehicle is there. And click and drag again to values, and there we have the total quantity of each category, as well as the total quantity amongst all categories. So now we know on the lot we have 34 vehicles, and if we're looking at the blue Subarus that are 2022s, we have 4 of those on the lot. If we're looking at the 21 cars that are white Subarus, we have 4 of those on the lot as well. So here is a quick way to get some insights from the data we've been given. Didn't take much time. It was 2 formulas and a pivot table function, or 1 formula and a pivot table function there. So again, the formula is the concatenate function, and that is used to combine text from multiple strings, from multiple cells into one cell. You can also use the concatenate function if you have two columns with a first and last name and you wanted to combine it into one cell. The concatenate function is also great for that, or as well as combining addresses in address books. And here we were able to create a product ID and put it into a pivot table to give us some insights on the information we have.